And we are live.
On which camera?
This is the main camera.
But can you turn it a bit? Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, my buddy, the buddies.
So,
Welcome.
to the Red Button, episode 5?
6.
It says 5.
5. Episode 5.
Episode 5 of the Red Button. We have a new guest. Actually, we have 2 new guests. Hopefully, they will come in like 30 minutes. This is Miles J. I don't know him personally, but
My dad
knows him.
You know me a bit by now.
You were like 5 years old,
Yes.
6 years old.
We collaborated when you were 5
When
years
I was
old.
young, yeah,
Yes.
I did a song with them. I did a very important role. I had to meow in a microphone at 5 years old.
And he made the track.
Yeah. They had a song about cats, and they're like, "Oh, we need somebody that can make a meow that's a bit accurate."
Yeah, but as a kid, you did it very well. Meow.
It's a great memory, indeed.
So,
So who is Miles J?
first I will introduce him. So can we switch cameras? All right. About 10, 11 years ago, more. Probably. I have no idea. Time flies.
Let's say that.
Yeah. Basically, I connected with Miles. He's American, but he plays bass and has been in the Middle East, so he plays with the quarter notes and have good, not only bass arrangement experience, which I really connected with just watching him on TV. They were doing an interview with him. Basically, I got his email, emailed him, right? Wasn't that?
Yeah. How did you get my email? I forgot.
I also don't.
How did you know me?
They said we're interviewing Miles J. So I just typed Miles J, and you showed up,
Wow.
and you had email on your website.
Oh, yeah.
So I emailed him. I told him I'm in Lebanon. Are you still in Lebanon? Because this was a show in Lebanon. He said no, I left. I'm back in Los Angeles. I told him about the project, and he said yeah, we'll work on it. So we did some work, and then he flew over, and we started recording in Lebanon. And this project, I don't know if this is part of the Red Button. It's been 11 years to do a project, but we never pressed the button. I kept feeling like it's. Maybe you tell us why you think
You never gave up?
we never gave up. There was a part in the section, maybe a few years down the line, where because it's based on my mom's ideas and melodies for kids. She passed away, and I just couldn't continue the project. I put it on hold another 5-6 years, and then we continued again. But from time to time, I keep calling Miles. He drops by, we work a bit, and then he flies back. And now he flew to Antalya. I'm shaking the table. And we continue working on the project, but hopefully we said this time that's it. Before 2026, we should be done. And that's how it is. Miles, what would you like to pitch in?
Well, hey, it's been a really fun project with you.
Yeah.
I'll add a few little details. So, Ziad saw me appear on this funny program called Foreigners in Beirut. And I told a little bit my story about, which camera am I looking to, by the way?
That's okay.
This one?
This
Okay.
one. Close up.
So I was sharing my story on this TV show, Foreigners in Beirut, and they did like a half-hour piece on my life. And Ziad contacted me out of the blue. And actually, before we started working, I had a concert in UAE in Abu Dhabi. And you flew and met me with Nasir Shamma, the Iraqi oud player, at the Emirates Palace, and we hung out and had coffee. And you flew out from Lebanon just to like come to that show and meet me and pitch this project. And it was a really cool project because his mother had purchased the rights to about 10 or 11 poems. And her dream was to set them to music for a kids album. And Ziad set about making that into a reality. And he asked me to arrange and produce and record the musicians for each song. And the fun thing about the project was each song is going to be in a different genre. So we started with a reggae tune, but then we went quickly into classic rock. We went into Bollywood, we went into Irish music, we went all over the place, medieval song, and one by one we started tackling these things. We had a lot of fun. This was like, what, 2012 to about 2014, and we finished all the recordings for the instrumentation pretty quickly, and then Ziad set about trying to find all the vocalists for it, which was much more challenging. And he did most of that on his own in Lebanon and, well, in around the region, having some Egyptian and Syrian singers as well join. And then, like you said, your mother passed away, and it was a little too personal to work on. However, after that, he faced quite a few other hardships, in fact, I think, which are worth noting. I mean, there was the financial meltdown in Lebanon. There was the explosion. You had to bring your family to Turkey to start a new life, start a new business, leave your studio you had just invested in behind, all these things, and get on your feet. So this remarkable family here, father and son duo, who I greatly admire. I also work with my father, so I can attest to the joy and benefits that come from that. So yeah, Ziad and Hisham here posted up. They started building plugins, hired engineers and accountants, and figured out the interesting Turkish legal system for starting a business. And here they are, bringing me back to finish this album. So a tip of the chapeau to the both of you for not only finalizing this project, but also really rebuilding your lives completely from scratch in a new country in order to be able to revitalize this project. So,
Thanks, man.
It keeps life interesting.
yeah, it's very
But
cool.
now when I met you, you were designing your own acoustic double bass.
Ah, yeah.
So I'm 10 years in the project. How many years you've been on this project?
Oh, well, my bass is...
See, now I ping-ponged it.
yeah, you ping-ponged it. Yeah, it's good. Well, yeah, so I was working as a bass player around the Middle East for about a decade, and my upright bass, which is my main instrument, broke rather badly on a tour with an Egyptian band in Norway one time, and I resolved to get a travel bass. However, no travel basses on the market had the specifications that I really wanted to have in my travel instrument, so I set about making one that was inspired by a lot of instruments from around the Middle East, North Africa, primarily the Moroccan gimbri, but also the Afghan rabab and the kemençe or yeli tambor as well. Kemençe from Iran, Armenia, yeli tambor as well from similar region, a little bit more Turkish, Ottoman. But anyway, all these instruments had in common a few attributes in terms of the sound production and the style of the build. And so I made this instrument in about 2008 for the first time. It sounded terrible for the first couple of years. I barely played it. I thought I had wasted a year and a half of my life designing and learning woodworking and steam bending a million pieces of wood and trial and error and investing in some tools. But actually I started to get the thing to sound pretty good once I made a few simple tweaks to it and rebalanced it. And
But
Now-
your dad is also a bass player.
my dad's also a professional electric bass player, yep.
So my question, during this time when it was sounding awful, did he tell you change, do other thing, don't waste your time? Like
No. No, he was really encouraging.
Even
he was really
with-
encouraging,
with
yeah.
bad sound.
No, I think they saw, I think in the very beginning they were the most skeptical because I took a job bartending just to buy the wood and the tools to do it. And they were just kind of like, are you really going to follow through with this? But they were encouraging, they never said don't do it, for sure. It was just like a lot to take on. And the process was so slow because, you steam bend wood and it's not like in a few days you have something to show. No, it took a good year to build the instrument and then a couple of years to get it to sound right. But from about 2011 or so, I was doing most of the renovations on it in Lebanon and then in Egypt where I was living. So my dad unfortunately didn't see a lot of that stage of the development of the instrument because he's based in LA. But to make a long story short, yeah, it started to sound okay and then I started using it more and more. And then I'll just add, because maybe it's in the theme with the red button, a lot of the breakthroughs on that instrument came from it getting broken in various travel or various just touring situations. Most conspicuously, the most notoriously I should say is I had a gig in eastern Turkey in Diyarbakir, and I was taking it from Lebanon through Syria to Diyarbakir, and I had to catch this funny flight from like Ankara over to Diyarbakir, and we landed and the neck of the bass was broken off. And not only was the neck of the bass broken off, but it had ripped the top had broken the top in a place, and the only way to get it repairable for the show, which was with this Persian band Niyaz, Azam Ali, and really cool band from the early 2000s, Persian electronica. The only way to get the bass to work was to screw the neck back on and then cut out that broken part of the top. But what I discovered in that process was that having a sound hole at the top projected the sound much better. So I can attest that that ill-fated flight to Diyarbakir as one of the impetus for the current design.
Do you buy a seat for or you ship it in the hard case?
Now I put it in a golf club case. So golf clubs generally travel pretty friendly on airlines, so I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem basically taking it on the plane.
They think it's a golf setup?
Generally, yeah. I actually, in order to not lie, I have a golf club in the case
So
all
you're
the
not
time.
lying.
Yeah, because
When they don't have friction and they start hitting the metal from the golf.
it's like a putter, but anyway, my
Plastic
bass is
one, maybe.
it's actually
For the
metal.
kids, the mini
It's annoying. It's annoyingly heavy, but I do play a little mini golf in the hotel rooms on tour often with my sound man. We've done that quite a bit. So got to keep it honest.
Yeah. Cool. But are you planning to sell such a thing or just a personal one-time?
Yeah. My Instagram, Miles J Musica, and my website, milesj.com. You can check me out and learn a little bit more about that instrument. And yes, I have quite a few orders pending. They've been pending for years because I'm still refining the design and stuff. But this coming year, 2026, is the year I've resolved to really make basically essentially a first batch.
Oh.
I've bought the wood. I bought a bunch of beautiful walnut. I bought a bunch of beautiful pepperwood, a bunch of really highly figured wood from Northern California that I'm going to make this first batch out of. And the workshop's going to be in the mountains outside of Los Angeles, where my parents live, and my dad has a music studio. And so for this first batch of basses, the vision is to ideally take some wood requests from particular clients and then make, I'd say, the other ones out of the same wood that I used, which was ash, maple, and ebony. And put that first batch out into the world. But the instrument has gone through about 15 years of pretty heavy touring. I toured with it with Beats Antique. I've toured with it with a lot of African and Arabic singers, Nasir Shamma, the Iraqi oud player, and a lot of other bands that I play with, Axon Orchestra. So the instrument has gotten a chance to really evolve on the road, and there's been a lot of fine little tweaking to it that has brought it to life.
Cool. Nice perspective.
What is your goal when making these products? Like, are you there for the fame? Are you there to make a new instrument that will go mainstream one day? Is it to become a creator? Like, what's your vision? What do you mean?
No, the vision was purely to make an instrument that was tour friendly, full scale, and sounded good acoustic. I needed those three things. But there's very few upright basses that are regular scale string length, meaning the same length of string as the typical upright bass, and sound loud and good acoustic to the point where you could actually play with a band acoustically in the room and be present. Now, of course, this bass isn't as thunderous as a regular upright, but for the room setting, it's actually quite bassy and much more bassy than the other basses that I've tried that are also like travel basses. And similarly, when you're on a stage and using a pickup, the pickup that I use on the instrument, which is custom made by a guy in Altadena, California, near my house, really picks up all the frequencies of the instrument, and particularly the subs. So once you're on a stage, it's just whatever the sound man wants to pull out of it, he can, or they can.
You tried the Zorba pedals a bit, two of them, because we haven't yet put any audio examples. What's your impression?
My impression of you, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. The last time I was here, this guy was in his room over there on the side.
So it can compete against the donor pedals?
Doner kebab.
I'd say I'd buy one and a doner kebab and put them head to head.
No, because there is pedals, they're like $15. Donor.
Donor.
To be honest,
Donor,
I've never tried the donor pedals, but truly though, like what you guys have done from watching Hisham and the little breadboard, soldering stuff together in the room over there, just figuring it out, to the prototypes that you guys have had made now and you have here, I was very, very impressed. And I'm really looking forward to see not only the way the world receives these first 3 pedals, but what else is coming from you guys, because this is truly innovative creativity, steering the ship kind of operation. I love it.
Thanks, man.
So yeah, our main purpose for this episode is purpose. So I want to talk about purpose. It's the drive. Without purpose, I feel like if you don't have purpose, you don't have really anything else. For example, if you don't have any aspirations, you don't want to do anything, you end up just a zombie. You don't have a light at the end of the tunnel. So I think when you don't have a purpose, you don't have a light. You're just moving blindly, and you end up either giving up prematurely or not even starting at all. So I feel like everybody should at least have a goal, because once you have a goal, you have a purpose. So let's talk about Pulsar Modular's purpose.
Actually, I started to enjoy something which is called a journey towards it. Just thinking now, like, okay, we became very famous. We have now 15 employees. We're making so much money, paying 20 employees, issues, problems they have. This guy is sick. This guy didn't show up. This one left and took the design with him. You know, just thinking in the future, it's a headache just becoming famous. But the journey while we're doing this thing and the discovery and how we went on a propeller plane into the rice, like
Fields
the
to
movie in
Malaysia.
the, what's called this dinosaur?
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park style.
You have dinosaurs making your pedals? That's legendary. That's legendary.
Because it was in a remote area, the place that we wanted to go see, the design manufacturing place. So yeah, it felt, so the journey was enjoyable during that time. Yeah. So also in development of plugins, we're discovering also stuff like this by accident. Like, for example, when Hisham started coding.
Oh, man, I have so many stories. I don't know coding much, so I just do what I think is right.
But wait a second. I told him, you know, like programming is like, it's a language, like talking. Mm-hmm. So for us, like, Chinese might be so hard to study. But the thing is, if you're a baby or your first language, you don't see it as hard. So I told the guys here that, Hisham, let's throw him immediately on C++, which is like the advanced programming language. He doesn't know. Why should we start with a simple programming language? He doesn't know which is simple, which is hard. So I throw him immediately at the programming C++. So it took him like a month, 2 months. You were like, what am I doing? I'm going to quit.
Completely.
What is this? But he kept on it until he started feeling stuff. So he would go and take code from Masood, who's doing the real coding, and then he hooks it up for me, and I sit with him, because Masood, when he's stuck, sometimes I get bored. So I said, Hisham, let's take his code here, patch these up together, compile, right?
Oh, damn.
Yeah. We should have put the phone on silent.
I think you should switch the camera too, because while you're talking.
Let's switch the camera to you also.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I do it?
Yeah, press Zach. There you go.
So we would do stuff, we like it, then we give it back to Masood to say, so we like this kind of stuff we did. And he says, what is this? This is completely wrong. You took that code, doesn't work like this. But I tell him, Masood, but it sounds good. Can you please leave it as it is? And so there are stuff where by accident we get some kind of sounds and then we reintegrate it, but he fixes the logic or the code or the stability. But sometimes accident, even in programming, works magic.
Yeah. It's the beauty of tinkering with something.
Yeah, so the journey of it, the journey of Gear Space, where we have the forum, and now, for example, this is also a journey. This is not the target.
Yeah,
which is the live streaming. We're enjoying it now.
Well, I came here and you have demo pedals, a podcast, and 3 new plugins, 4 new plugins. As we're mixing, I'm discovering them one by one because you're popping up. Oh, we should try my new compressor on this. Oh, here's a beta version of a multi-band parametric EQ. Okay, boom.
Yeah, and we're starting a new series. Before we had Q series, which is quick, where we're making it more compact. And now we're gonna make one called Revived, where we're gonna take hardware that has been discontinued, and we're gonna emulate it as best as possible in a plugin. So we're
sick.
reviving old hardware.
Oh, you should make the Chaos Pad because I love the Chaos Pad, and I don't know why they stopped making them.
Yeah, we're gonna make a poll. We're gonna have people voting on which one we're gonna revive, and whichever wins, we're gonna do it. Cool. I like to add a little bit of community engagement.
Yeah.
So,
so what was the purpose of all this? What was the purpose of starting?
the purpose of starting, why we started the plugin business?
Yeah.
Because when we came to Turkey, we cannot speak Turkish, and how you gonna bring a musician and communicate with them?
Sign language.
Yeah. So we said, okay, if we cannot start with, we're still here, right?
Yeah.
So if we cannot start with being a studio, at least let's do some plugins, because I felt like the market can improve in that regard. So I used my experience plus 20-30 years of sales and marketing and computer stuff, and that's how we started. But the most important thing, I didn't want anybody who knew designing plugin. We said it before, because I thought, like, to discover something new, I cannot bring something that is broken. For me, it was broken, the plugin business, because it was trying to be a hardware. And I wanted somebody who doesn't know, and I'm just going to tell him, I want hardware. We're going to work on hardware stuff. So that's why nobody had to bring his experience in coding. So I wanted somebody who knows electrical engineering, but no coding in DSP. That's how we started. So we had fresh ideas to start with. So that's why. But then slowly we started doing project here, bringing artists here. And we also had a Turkish artist we worked with the Zayd. So yeah, this is how it is, how we ended up in the plugin business. But again, it's the journey that's the most enjoyable thing, not the end result.
So you gotta find the purpose. Without the purpose, there's not much left in life. To be honest, now that I've grown up, I see like life is so much smaller than I used to think it was. I was thinking like there's so many things to do, so little time. Now I see there's so much to do, yes, but they're all repetitive at that point, I feel.
Oh, keep growing.
Yeah.
Keep growing.
Keep
Don't worry.
I just feel like
it'll
it's
open up
repetitive.
again.
It's maybe like a fish, like when it's in her media, she thinks that this is the whole world. Yeah. Because she never went outside the water, and so there's other creatures, other land. So from what you have, or with the tools that you have, you felt that this is it. Maybe something comes into your life, and this would be a new chapter, as if you went outside this water, and now you're a land animal, so you will experience other stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, look at okay, so you're 18 and a half, right? I love that you're still young enough to where you add the half, because nobody says they're like 35 and a half, but you can say you're 18 and a half, which is awesome. But imagine, Ziad, if I may ask, how old were you when you came to Turkey?
50 something.
I think 54.
53.
Yeah. So imagine at 54.
Yeah, 54, because now you're 60, so we've been here for 6 years.
So just imagine at 54, more than triple your life, exactly triple your life right now, 3 times as long as you've been alive, move to a new country, in a new language, and start a business that is nothing to do with anything you've ever done.
Yeah.
Minus
a little bit of a background in programming. If this isn't new.
I went with Hisham to the same Turkish class. So he was like 8 years old. His dad is 50 years old, and somebody's 18. And I was the oldest guy in the class. It was so funny. You never be in a class with your son 7 years old and the teenagers and.
Oh, I'm gonna be in that class. Except my son, I have a new baby. He's one month and a half, and he's French citizen because his mom and my partner is French. And I'm definitely going to be in French class with this kid, and he's going to be shredding me. And I'm studying my ass off right now just to get that much further down the road to where I'm not playing catch up the whole time. So I look forward to insights on patience from you on how this goes.
But I have to say, the only time I had fun learning was learning in that class, because there were so many people in such a big range of
even countries
and all that stuff, and cultures.
Romania, Ukraine, all of time here came here to
yeah.
to
And we kept on making jokes, and it was like really fun, and we ended up learning a lot, I feel.
So it wasn't the target, the Turkish. It's the journey that we enjoyed so much.
Yeah, it's mostly the journey. So I think this is something that people often forget, is they just tunnel vision into the purpose or to their goal, and they never enjoy it. When they have it, they feel like they don't have anything else, because they got their goal and they didn't enjoy anything.
So a goal without enjoyment, it's not that fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go for
It's
a break.
10 o'clock.
Okay.
We have our second guest.
We'll call him up, but
We're going to be calling him up. We're going to go in a short break, and we're going to come soon. So let's go into... Screen. So, hello everybody. This is Anthony Wright.
Hello.
He's a songwriter, producer, mixer, mastering, everything.
in Canada, right?
Yeah, he's originally American, I believe, and he moved to Canada.
Yep.
We got interested because Anthony did a challenge, I believe, to himself first. He wanted to do 100 days. He would do 100 songs, right?
Yep, one song every day for 100 days, consistently.
Yeah, because a lot of stuff I say I'm gonna do, and I do 5-6 days, then I skip, and then I quit. So the name of the show is The Red Button. So we wanna know from Anthony if he pressed the red button or not.
Which is quitting. Apologies.
Can you press for us the red button sound?
We have the explosion sound.
So hit it. Give us why you did it, and did you achieve it? And once you got there, did you enjoy the result or the experience and the journey to reach there? So this kind of stuff we would like to know from you.
So the big reason I did it was to calm my mind, to be perfectly honest. I was in talks with the record label, and we got to a point where we were talking about signing and working with some artists and things of that nature, and record labels are slow. So I knew that I would be waiting to hear back from them, but I couldn't tell my brain that I was going to be waiting. So I decided, A, I need to update my catalog anyway. B, I do have to submit a bunch of briefs on the K-pop side for a friend of mine. And C, I wanted to get more of the Tagalog stuff ready for that label. So I decided what better use of my time and what better use of my brain than to create 100 songs in 100 days. Now, what I did was I'd produce the song, I'd write the song, I'd sing the song, I'd edit my vocal, I'd mix the song, I'd master the song, I'd post the song.
Wow.
It's a lot of work. I didn't leave my house for 3 months. And
Was it during COVID or no? After COVID?
no, this was this summer.
This summer.
It was this summer. And yeah, I finished it. I achieved it. It was so much fun at the beginning. Coming up with ideas and, being on this type of time crunch where it's like, this has got to get done. This has to get written because I have to write another one tomorrow. Round about day 60 is where it became an endurance sport. And I felt like I was never really awake. I dreamed about Melodyne. And it just, I limped into the finish, but I did finish. And interestingly enough, after I finished, I was sad for a week because it was over, and I don't know, but that's where I ended with it. And yeah, I did complete 100 records in 100 days.
Excellent. So did you play instruments, all of them, or keyboard kind of stuff, so that it speeds up your production or finishing this whole song?
It all depends. I'm a keyboard player by trade, so some of this stuff was me playing keyboards and VSTs and making K-pop and electric drums and things of that nature. I did some ballads. I did some classical things where I played woodwinds. I did some stuff on acoustic piano. It was kind of all over the place based on A, the briefs I was getting while I was doing the project, and B, what I wanted to write that day. So it was a combination of real instruments and virtual instruments.
Okay, my next question would be, after you finished this 100 days, did you feel like you've improved, and in what sense? Was it like your mixing chops got better, or your speed in developing new songs? How did it help you afterwards?
Interestingly enough, I don't think my mixing chops improved until afterwards because time crunch. You're just going with what you think works and moving on. And plus your ears are done for after 60 days or so. But workflow, how I go about a digital audio workstation. What is my process from the first note to the print, right? That's what greatly improved.
Do you, when you want to put something, any EQ or a compressor, do you start putting different compressor and trying to see like, this is nicer, this is this, this is that, or already you did your homework, which compressors based on what you're hearing, you say, okay, I'm going to go for this compressor, I'm going to go for this kind of settings, or you just go and do some presets choosing? How do you execute these as tools? Yeah.
I think I'm blessed enough to know which compressor, which channel strip. I'm big on channel strips, which of those guys is going to kind of do the thing that I'm looking for. Sometimes I get it wrong, and sometimes I'm fishing for the sound. But, if I wanted something to sound a bit more important, I'd choose a Neve. If I wanted something to sound very stable in compression, I'd choose a Neve. If I wanted something to kind of lay back in the mix, I'd choose an LA2A with the Focusrite style of channel strip. If I wanted something punchy, API, obviously. And then I finished everything on SSL.
It's like the hardware old days. They used to do this, and then they finalize on the SSL for the clean thing. They don't want any more more harmonics.
Yeah.
Which plugin Anthony got from us?
P821, I believe.
The tape.
Tape.
Your experience, your impression.
So the tape plugin with you guys has a thing. I don't know how else to describe it other than it has a thing. I've tried to replace said thing, and I can't replace said thing. Something in the low mids, kind of adjacent to a Studer, but not a Studer. It's like a low mid sheen, like a shine to it. What I do is the tape is on every single one of my buses, and just I spent a lot of time figuring out settings that I like for keyboards, figuring out settings I like for bass, figuring out settings I like for drums, vocals. Every bus vocals, background vocals, uh, organic instruments, synthetic instruments. They all have a tape, and they're all a little different, and they just work under the hood now.
Cool.
So it's part of my console sound.
Yeah, tape took a lot of time. It was probably our most worked on product, I think.
No, it was the P455. The
Yeah.
sidecar.
But from
I-
the P455, we took a lot of experience emulating stuff.
But also in the 455, we had a very funny thing. There was some kind of problem with what?
When you don't initialize the plugin, it had everything on default.
So basically, technically, I was working, getting the sound that I like. I'm really happy. I go to sleep. I come the next day. I load the project, and it resets some parameters were
parameters, yeah.
being changed without. So I'm not writing all the parameters to see like, oh, it changed. So I knew like I saved the session. I went home. I came the next day.
It
'Cause-
sounded completely different.
Not
And
completely, but it's not what I heard because I was like,
Yeah.
woohoo, we're there, we got the sound, money's coming, we finished the project. I go sleep, come the next day, and it's not. But I said, maybe my ears. So I sent it to Mark, MDN, and he says, it's getting worse. I said, I know, but I thought it was.
Oh no.
Yeah, and it kept this
yeah.
for like a month and a half, and I was like, what am I gonna do? I come at 4 o'clock in the morning. I said, 4 a.m. There's no sound. My ears are pure, and this. I finish, and the cycle kept going and going and going until we figured out that it was replacing a few presets, few values.
yeah,
Yeah, this was a big challenge.
very
That's
big.
the
Yeah.
Crazy.
ties back into the red button, right?
We
You
never
kept
gave
going.
up, yeah.
No, we did not.
By the way, for
I
anybody
also-
anybody watching from California, all their plugins have this P number title, and it just occurred to me, in LA there's a mountain lion in Griffith Park, and I think his name is either P29 or like P51. This is his like code number.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, P51 or P29 died recently. But if you ever want to make a plugin that has a mountain lion kind of aesthetic,
Get his
you might use his number and call it the mountain lion.
Pretty
I don't know.
cool,
Nice one.
Anyway, I had a question
If
for
you-
you, if I may ask.
Yeah.
I'm curious about your lyrical content day in and day out. Did it start to become like almost like a stream of consciousness, like daily journal, or did you have a lot of sort of subject matter or content that you kind of knew in advance you wanted to write, or were you really just kind of like tapping into your subconscious every day when you woke up looking for the seed?
So, by the way,
Or
before
AI.
I answer your question,
Because AI now is able to write like crazy text.
I mean, I guess that's one way, although what did
Yeah.
you do?
I did want to say before I answered your question, I want to say day 74 to day 89, day 88, you'll hear if you listen to all of them, you'll hear the sidecar because I demoed the sidecar, and the sidecar is bonkers.
From 78. They
Yeah.
78.
Nice.
Yeah, I demoed the sidecar and was like, oh my goodness. To answer your question, I'm a bit blessed to have wonderful people around me, and my natural state of being is to be in a receiving mode. So I'm always waiting for someone to download some type of experience or some type of thing into me. And most days I'd get up and by lunch, somebody would have said something that makes a great idea for a song. And I would just go with that and not second guess myself, because the moment you second guess, you lose your day. So some of the songs are lyrically wonderful. Some of the songs are just plain foolish. But they are me. I didn't want to use AI just because I wouldn't feel right submitting AI when I do briefs to K-pop or when I'm submitting to record labels. So it's
Plus,
all
you
me.
exercised that creative muscle like so strong. I'm surprised you even had time to have lunch with the schedule.
My wife is a professional chef. She makes sure I eat.
Ah.
So I'm lucky.
I noticed something because check it out. He is in the hunting mode because he's working. He has to create lyrics, do this. So he's always attentive to things that he can grab. But if you are not in the present of this thing, maybe people would say really nice stuff, but because you're not in that hunting mode. For example, in regular days life, I tell Hisham, you know what? It's nice to get a Mercedes A, whatever the model. And I said, but I never seen it. The minute we say it, right? Oh, no, I see it. Oh, I see it. It's already there, but we were not consciously hunting for that thing,
yeah.
so we don't see it. The minute you say, I want it, it starts appearing because it was there, but we didn't
Yeah.
see it. So this is probably what's happening with the
The,
lyrics. You has to write lyrics. So anytime somebody says something, there was a clip one lady had. I don't want to have pneumonia or something like this. Ain't have time for that or something she was saying, and they took that clip and it became like a hit maybe 10 years ago. Or something.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's a meme. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, if you're hunting for something, you can start finding jewels, but otherwise, it's all rocks around you.
So, so I always tell songwriters who ask me for advice about songwriting, I tell them every day to find 3 reasons or find 3 things that make you smile. And what you find is 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock happens, and you're like, oh, I don't have my 3 things yet. And now you're looking for them, right? And what you find is while you're looking for these 3 things, and once you found them, one of them is a song. There's a song in one of them every time. So yes, you're absolutely right. You have to be in that mode to be looking for things that are positive in your life.
Yeah.
Can I ask, how did it feel on day 101 when you did not write a song? Did you write a song? How did you feel an emptiness?
Did you? I felt pretty useless. I was very sad that I was no longer, trying to push the envelope anymore.
Interesting.
Luckily, after I think day 103, I became the head engineer of a big commercial studio. So that was a good, So that was a good 6 weeks of feeling like I'm pushing the envelope again and making sure all our inputs are right and making sure all our mic stands are right and testing every mic in the locker and stuff of that nature. So I got to get back into that mode really quickly.
What city did you say you were in Canada, by the way?
Toronto adjacent. So
Nice.
Just on the west end of Toronto, this studio is in Etobicoke, which is right outside of Toronto, and I live in Mississauga, which is
Nice.
right outside of Etobicoke.
Yeah. Sick.
Yeah, I said this a couple of minutes ago. The sadness that Anthony felt when he finished his goal is not having a goal anymore. He felt like you said, he felt useless. He felt sad. I believe that's because when you don't have a goal, you don't have anything else really. You feel like a zombie. There's nothing really to do. So yeah.
Well, and that's the crux of finish lines, right? Once the journey's over, once the race is done, then what, right? That's the problem with having a goal.
I like this one. Problem having a goal. Like you achieve the goal, it's a problem.
You should always have another one. Yeah, a backup goal.
Not backup. Finish. What's the next goal? Because I think it was a movie I watched 20, 30 years ago. But probably many movies are like this. The people in the script are very super rich, so they get bored of being super rich. So they started going to places where they have this one endangered species like the P19, hunt him, and they go and eat it because it was the last endangered species.
Oh my God.
I saw this kind of movie and I said, it cannot be like this. Fast forward 20 years, 30 years later, I was invited with a group to a 6-star hotel. I never knew there's a 6-sar. I know it's 5. So 6-star hotel, and they took us everything golden and this and that. It was in Indonesia. And we went to a private place where they had all the food, and they come. The first serving, what is this? The balls of an ox in soup, and I don't know what. So I said next. Then the next was something, like I'm eating a tongue, and it was a fresh jellyfish.
Fresh.
Yeah, they cut them, so it's like munching it. And but I cannot take it. This is second. There's 3 more 5 course thing. So I started telling the guys we're eating UFO. They said, "What's UFO?" I said, "Unidentified food objects." So yeah, and the guy says, "This is like the best thing. This is," but
Eat, it's halal, it's halal. Don't worry.
I don't know what are these items. I don't remember what was the third. By the third, I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You
if
get
you
bored.
get to that goal and you don't have anything, you might start hunting endangered species just for the heck of it. Something weird, they become weird. So you need to have something
Yeah.
to do or to.
People say double-edged sword. So I would say boredom is a double-edged sword. If you don't have boredom, you don't have any more the need to do something. If you are never bored, you don't really wanna do something. So it can be an opposite where it's the double edge where when you're bored you start doing things that are bad, things that are not constructive.
Or bored, then you start seeking something to get you out of the boredom.
Correct. So that's why you need to have sometimes boredom so that you can start doing things outside the
Regular
routine. Yeah.
100%.
Anthony, it was lovely. Anything you'd like to add or pitch in to us on this episode? Yes, I would
I
like
mean-
to have a free copy of Igloo or something.
No, you guys were so gracious in
Did you try
allowing me to have
Joyride? The P410 Joyride?
I haven't tried Joyride yet.
Okay.
I'll put it on my list of things
No,
to try.
Hisham, please send Anthony
No problem.
P410 Joyride
Okay.
on us.
We'll
Thank
send you
you.
a license.
With the starfish, fresh starfish.
Thank you. You guys have been beyond generous, and making plugins to me is like wizardry. I'm not sure how you guys do what it is that you do, but this whole thing, making plugins, writing songs, whatever it is, this whole genre is just an excuse to connect with people, human to human, and you guys are making it a lot easier for us to take the sound in our head and get it through speakers in someone else's world. And I really, really appreciate all the work you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Thanks.
For the feedback.
Never thought like that perspective. Very nice.
All right. Till next time. Thanks again. And
Thank you guys
enjoy
for
the
having
rest
me.
of the day.
Awesome. You guys too.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Expect the P410 soon.
Oh,
All right.
thank you. Thank you so much. Bye.
Can we switch us to something music?
1 second. All right, so we're gonna go back into a small. What the heck happened to our screen? Wait a minute. Oh damn! There's something weird going on with our screen. All right, now it should work. We're gonna take a short break,
Yeah, and then we wrap up.
and we're gonna be wrapping up. So. All right, so first of all, if anybody has questions, you can ask it. We can go into Q&A. Otherwise, we can go into tips and tricks. I know.
Let's start with tips and tricks.
Oh, that's the wrong camera. We're gonna go to tips and tricks. You guys, if you have any questions for any other plugin, for example, how do you do this, that, please ask the questions. And we're gonna be going into tips and tricks. All right, let's get
Tips and tricks. For today, we're gonna be wrapping the show soon, but I want to talk about the lunar lander It's coming in a few days, probably by Friday. We should have the new version. It's gonna have the preset management. Everything's now is not all spread through one drop down list. The best two things, we're gonna get the EMT 140 plate and lots of presets there. We're going to have emulation of the Lexicon 224 with this lush tail. And we're gonna have a signature series where you get it and you get the Johnny Cash style plate, or the, what else we have? Yeah, some
Bunch of presets.
yeah, some signature for that sound that I'm doing now the 60s. And I do 2, 3 from different eras, and we'll wrap it up by end of the week, hopefully. So yeah, expect it. New version with a few capabilities, and it's free upgrade as usual. Thanks, guys.
I don't know if that was a tip.
Yeah,
Give them a small tip about mixing. Like sometimes you want to lower the volume very low so that you can start hearing things that you wouldn't hear when it's very high, for example.
Oh, it's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
And I'm not a mixer at all.
So yeah, you lower lots of stuff until you start hearing. But this is also Kush audio. He mentioned it, Greg. You start feeling that. But really, after a while, once you know it, you don't really need to go that low. I'm able to get it. The release in a compressor is very, very important. It can make it, let's say, if you're talking bass and you're compressing it, the release can make it more snappy and gallopy, like boom, 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 because it's compressing and immediately releasing. So you keep getting that pump, pump. However, if you put long release, it's gonna start becoming legato. So boom, 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 not boom, boom. Why? Because it compressed it, but you gave it enough time of release. It hasn't recovered yet, right? And you played now the second note, but it's still in compression. So it's not gonna be bum, bum. It's gonna be bum, bum, because it's still in high compression. So you can create a movement based on your release. And don't be shy, sometimes 300, 500, not always 30 millisecond, 50 millisecond, go up to 200, 300, 400.
There's a reason why the dial goes up all that way.
Yeah. Don't look at numbers, just move it until, but know from the beginning that this is what you're looking for. So you're moving that release. Another method with this thing is basically knowing the tempo of the song. You know the BPM of the song. You can now know the quarter note is how many millisecond, right? So based on this millisecond, you can now dial your release. You don't want to have always equal to that quarter note or the eighth note, but now the release is working in a relation based on the millisecond or the BPM.
I like what you said. You talk about don't look at the number. In fact, we created a plugin based on don't look at the number. That's P440. P440 doesn't have numbers on the dials. The number is really small in the corner.
Yeah.
So don't go on visual, go on how you hear it. That's why it's called the sweet spot. You just play until you hear the sweet spot of what you want. So don't look at numbers, trust your instincts, don't mix for too long, or else you're gonna end up like us. Mix, go, come back the next day. What the hell did I do?
Yeah. Alrighty.
Thank you everybody for tuning in. This was episode 5 of The Red Button. Thank you, Miles, for coming.
Thank you guys. It was a pleasure.
Till next
Thank
time.
you all.
Enjoy the rest of your day, and goodbye.